Hi and welcome to Yoga with Kate. I'm Kate and today we're doing a sequence for back and neck tension. So if you've had a really tight back and middle back and neck, this is a really good flow for you to just release some of that tension, to get a bit more flexible with your back. You don't need anything but your mat. You may want 1 or 2 bricks for our last pose today. If you don't have them, that's okay. We have options as well. So when you're ready, grab out your mats and we'll get started. So just begin in easy posture. If you want to sit on your mat, just sitting cross-legged. If that's a little bit tight for your hips and you feel like you're rounding through your lower back, just sit on one of the bricks and that would just help to lift up your hips and allow the knees to drop down. You can also use a big pillow or a bolster, whatever you've got around. So just take a moment to sit up really straight with the spine, pull the belly button in, relax the shoulders back and down, try to open through the shoulders, try to have your palms facing up towards the sky, and just take your chin, tuck it in slightly so the back of the neck is really long. So take a really big deep breath in, allow the lungs to fully expand, and just allow your body, your mind to really relax. Just relax into this space, bringing your attention to the here and the now. So let go of everything else that's been happening in the day and bring all of your attention to this moment. So do that by just feeling the sit bones on the floor, just grounding in, pulling in the belly button towards the spine. Just really visualizing a really strong, really straight back, pulling in the belly button just a little bit. Then taking one more deep breath here. Just really allow the mind to settle in, slow down. So we're going to take our right ear over to our right shoulder and then roll the chin down and then roll your neck over to the other side. So just rolling side to side. Just connect the breath to the movement. Just ease out any tension. So see if you can do it really slowly. See if you can feel each muscle along the shoulder blades, along the top of the shoulders, and down the back of the neck as well. So see if you can just release, relax. And one more. So bring your chin down to your chest, take your hands behind your neck and just tuck your chin in. So tuck the chin down and then see if you can sort of draw the chin back into the hands. So you're sort of deepening that stretch down the back of the neck. You might feel it into your upper back as well. So just take a deep breath here, allow that to release. And release the hands down. Good. So take your hand over to your right ear and then pull the right ear over to the side, dropping that left shoulder down and back a little bit, and take a nice deep stretch here. So take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, see if you can relax just a little bit more. So you're kind of opening that space, releasing those tight shoulders. And then over to the other side. So come back to the center first. Take your hand over to your right ear and then just pull over slightly. Then take your right shoulder back and down and then just take that nice stretch. So take a deep breath in. As you exhale, relax even more. And then come back into the center. So take your hands, clasp your hands together, reach forward, tuck the chin in, and reach forward with the hands really rounding through the shoulders. Draw your belly button back and down, and then tuck the chin down. So you're getting that really big stretch down the back through the shoulders. It should feel really good. And then take your hands beside the body. So take your hands underneath your shoulders, come into cat-cow, and take your bolster out of the way. So have your hands underneath your shoulders, fingertips out wide, and your knees underneath your hips. So into cat-cow, inhale, arch your back, look up. And exhale, tuck the chin in under, draw the spine up to the ceiling. So inhaling, arching your back. And exhale, curl back under. So 2 more, inhaling, arching your back. Exhale, tuck under. Inhale, arch your back. And exhale, tuck under all the way from the tailbone to the neck. Good, so sit back onto your heels, and then we're going to sit up onto our knees. So your knees are hip width apart, so underneath your hip bones. Take your hands behind your lower back, pull in the tummy, so lifting the pelvic floor, pulling in the belly button, and then opening through the shoulders. So see if you can arch your back open through the chest, and take a nice little back bend here. Try to keep the chin tucked in a little bit, try not to sort of overextend like that, but keep it fairly tucked in so that you're getting a nice bend in the back of the neck as well, that it's not crunching in the back or the neck. So one more deep breath here, all the way into your belly. And then tuck your chin in and come back into the center. So we're going to take our hands out into plank, so hands underneath your shoulders, and step all the way back onto the mat into plank pose. So lift the tummy up, squeeze through the glutes, and push the floor away from you with your hands. So you're staying as strong as you can. So try not to be up like this, and try not to sink and dip down through the shoulders, but try to be as strong as a plank of wood, nice and straight. If you've got a mirror handy, it can be really helpful as well to see where you're at. Take a deep breath here. We're going to hold this one just a little bit. So you can drop down onto your knees if that's getting a little bit too much. Otherwise, stay here for 2 more big deep breaths. Pull in the belly button, stay strong here. Good, so take your hips up to the ceiling, press your heels down to the floor for down dog. Just pedal out your legs side to side. Just stretch out the hamstrings. And then press both heels down to the mat, bend the knees a whole lot. So try to sort of press your chest through your armpits towards the thighs. So you're getting a really long back, relaxing the neck. 1 breath here. And as you exhale, bring your feet, walk your feet up towards your hands. Bring your big toes together, bend through the knees, come into forward bend. So allow the weight to sort of pull you forward. You can bend the knees as much as you need to. You don't have to have them straight. You want to have your lower back nice and comfortable. So allow your hands to come behind your legs, relax through the neck. So take 3 big deep breaths here. Keep trying to straighten your legs just a little bit. Pull in through the tummy and relax down the back. So 2 more deep breaths. Keep stretching out all that tension. Just allow all of the stress to fall out of the top of your head, completely letting go. And then as you inhale, bend your knees even more, and we're coming into chair pose. So imagine there's a chair behind you and you're really sitting back. Squeeze in through the tummy and lift your arms up into chair pose. So try not to tuck your tailbone up, but try to tuck your tailbone down, and then inhale, sort of knit your ribs together, and then reach up, straight elbows. So just like you're trying to find the chair, like you're going to sit down, but there isn't any there, so you really have to use your legs for this one. Try to stay strong, stay with me. Keep the belly button in, keep the abs really switched on. And then inhale, stand all the way up, stretch up to the sky, and exhale, hands to your heart center. So we'll flow through a couple of sun salutations. So inhale, hands come all the way up. Exhale, forward bend. Hands to the floor. Inhale, flat back, look up. Plant your hands, step all the way back into plank. So exhale, come down to the floor, either knees, chest and chin, and then glide back up through baby cobra. Exhale, tuck your feet, push back into down dog. And then inhale, walk your feet up towards your hands. Come back to forward fold. Just allow the gravity to pull you forward, stretch out the back of your legs. You should feel it into your lower back as well. Then roll your spine back up to standing, shoulders back and down. Good, so inhale, hands come all the way up. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Plant your hands, step back into plank. So your other option is to bend your elbows, come in through chaturanga to the floor, and then inhale, baby cobra. So exhale, push yourself back up into down dog, and then walk your feet up towards your hands. So forward bend here, allow the back to flatten over your legs, allow the gravity to pull you forward, and then roll your spine back up to standing, back to mountain pose. One more, inhale, hands come all the way up, exhale, forward bend. Inhale, halfway lift, look up, plant your hands, step back into plank. Nice and strong here, so knees, chest and chin, or come down through chaturanga, come down to the floor, and then inhale, peel your shoulders back into baby cobra. Push yourself, tuck your feet back into down dog, and then inhale, walk your feet up towards your hands. So back into forward bend, take 3 deep breaths here. Really allow your whole back to stretch out. Remember to bend your knees as much as you need to make your back really comfortable. Then inhale, come up to flat back, plant your hands onto the floor, and step yourself back into plank. So from here, drop your knees as wide as your mat and push your hips back onto your heels for child's pose. Take your head down to the mat and take a nice stretch here. Take 3 big deep breaths in and all the way out. Then inhale, lift yourself back up into plank. We're going to take our right leg forward this time and bring it up to meet your hands. So help it up if you need. Drop the left knee down, plant the toes. Then lift yourself up into low lunge so your hands can stay onto that front knee. Just make sure that that foot isn't coming behind the knee, that it's stacked or it's going forward with the foot. You just want to keep the knees healthy in this pose. So take a deep breath here, allow the hips to really stretch out. It's a nice big stretch for the hips. So pull in the tummy, so pull in the belly button towards the lower back, and then relax the shoulders. So your option here is to keep your hands onto your knee or extend your hands all the way up into crescent lunge. So it's a little bit more of a back bend that helps to open the heart, stretch out the thoracics. If you've been at a desk all day or driving, then your shoulders may have been forward all day. So crescent lunge is a really good heart opener, thoracic stretch to sort of help the upper body open. So one more deep breath here, stretch your ribs away from your body. Try to lift your spine. And then exhale, come down. So bring the hands onto the inside of that right foot and take the right foot out to the side of the mat. So you're in lizard pose. Take your knee out a little bit wider if that feels okay. And then your options are to have your hands on a brick here to just help the hips, or hands onto the mat, or bring your elbows down onto the mat. So you can sort of move, bend into your hips a little bit with this one. And then once you feel settled in, take 3 deep breaths. See if you can release that tension. Keeping the neck really long, keeping the chin tucked in. So stretching out the hips can really help the neck as well, because a lot of our neck tension stems from lower back tension. So it's important to stretch out the full back, the hips, the middle back, everything. So take a deep breath here. And then lift yourself back up again. Good. So step that leg back into plank pose. Lift up through your left foot and then step back into plank. Okay, so we're going to do that on the other side. Lift through your left foot, bring it through to meet your hands. You can help it up, and then drop the right knee down to the mat. So plant the toe and then lift yourself up into low lunge. Okay, so take a deep breath in, pull through the tummy, and you're going to really stretch through that hip flexor. So you should feel it all the way down that front leg. And then open through the heart. So press the shoulders back a little bit. Pull your tummy in and relax the shoulders. Okay, if you're feeling stable there, feel free to take your hands all the way up to the sky for crescent lunge. Just try to keep your tummy engaged still, so you're not trying to just lean back, but you're keeping really active, engaged in your core as well. So try to open the arms back. You can see if you can bend back a little bit. Just see how you feel. Don't push too far in this one. Just find somewhere that feels comfortable, that feels nice. One more breath here. And then exhale, bring your hands on the inside of that foot. Take the left foot out to the side of your mat. So again, you can grab a brick and you can place the hands onto the brick, and that will just help you guide that right hip bone down to the floor a little bit more. Okay, so take a deep breath here and then choose your options. So if your hands are on the brick, on the floor, or down onto your elbows. You might even want to pick up that right knee, send it back a little bit further. So you really want to be feeling that stretch into that hip. So it may feel a little bit intense, or it might feel really nice. So just stick with it. To start with, this one can feel really, really tight, but the more that you do it, the better it feels. So just trust in the magic of yoga. And then lift up. So you're going to step back into plank again, lift up into your right foot and step back into plank just for a moment. Okay, bring your knees down underneath you, and we're going to come into supported fish pose. So this is where we use 2 bricks, or you can lay on the floor. So what you're going to do is put your 1 brick on its long side down into the middle of your back. So you're basically sort of under where your bra strap would be, or your middle back. And then you've got the other brick on its flatter side. So you can put that one down like a T shape, and that's underneath your head. So extend your legs out in front of you and then line up your bricks so that one's coming to the middle back and then one is underneath your head. So you might even want to put the brick up a little bit higher so that your chin can still be tucked in, or you can have it flatter and have a bit more of a stretch to open out through the neck and the shoulders. So with your shoulders, palms face up to help the shoulders rotate outwards, and then have your feet together and legs long. So if that's a little bit too intense, just take the bricks out and you can just lay flat on your back for Shavasana. If that's feeling like a really good thoracic opener, then stay here. Pull in through the belly button and allow the shoulders to really relax. So it's a really, really good supported back bend. If your back's feeling a little bit tight, it may be a little bit too much too soon. But if this is feeling okay for you, then stay here for 3 deep breaths. Good, so use your elbows, tuck them in. So to come out of this pose, be really careful with your back. Use your elbows to lift you up really gently, really safely. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that one. That's our last pose for this sequence. So you can grab your bricks out of your way and then prepare yourself for Shavasana pose. So just use your elbows, lay down onto the mat, and allow the shoulders to fall open. Allow your body to completely relax onto the mat. Just take in a couple of deep breaths in and just see if you can melt your body into the floor. And take this time to just relax, to reset, to recharge. So when you're ready, take a really big deep breath in, stretch your arms up above your head, point your toes and stretch your whole body from fingertips down to your toes. Take a really big deep breath in. And then bring your hands down beside the body, bring your knees in towards your chest, give yourself a big hug. And then roll your whole body onto your side and press the floor away from you to come up to sitting. So I hope you enjoyed that sequence. I hope you're feeling a lot more stretched out through the hips and the neck. If you still feel a little bit tight through the neck, just put a heat pack on as well and do a little bit more of the neck rotations that we did at the start of the class. And of course, see your health practitioner, massage, chiropractor, physio, whatever you need to help your body be in optimum health. So namaste. I hope you enjoyed the practice and I hope to see you next time.